Hey, what's going on YouTube? Drama D here. Got a semi-quick update video. Gonna be doing the final epoxy and glue on the scape today. Let that cure for a couple days and then I will remove the support blocks that are kind of holding up the scape to make it appear floating. This way I don't need to leave them in there. Be a lot more open area. Also today I started to work on mocking up the UV sterilizer as well as the manifold. It's missing a few parts. I'm still waiting on a flow meter, 1 inch flow meter. This is gonna be reduced down to 3/4 inch, which is gonna tell me the flow rate through the UV reactor. I also have a 1/2 inch flow sensor here, which will be used on the chiller. Another 1/2 inch one that's with the 1 inch one that's not here will be used on the media reactor, and then a 1/4 inch one will be used temporarily to run off a sediment filter just to polish the water, and then also serve as a backup feed pump for the calcium reactor. So still missing a few parts. This is the second rendition of the manifold. Originally I had three gates coming down from the top. They're all going to feed down, but after seeing placement of the manifold pump, as well as where am I going to fit the UV sterilizer, things are slowly changing. So I went from adding the UV sterilizer to right here in front of Davy Jones's locker, to back here behind the stand vertically, to now thinking back where the calcium reactor is. Just because of the ballast that's on the UV sterilizer, I want to be able to fit it in Drama D's locker. You like that? And then maybe I'm going to end up moving this ATO reservoir container. I actually want to get an acrylic one. No idea where to put it. Maybe back over there and where the salt buckets are, and run that. If not, this is perfectly fine. It's a 7-gallon ETO container. And then move the calcium reactor forward, put the UV back there, as well as the CO2 bottle, the carbon doser, and etc. etc. So a few other things that are going to be going on. I got a breakout box for the float valve on Davy Jones' locker, as well as the swabby. Got a new pH probe for the calcium reactor, reagents to calibrate those. A quick shot at the reef. Added that middle rock. If you guys hadn't checked that out, that middle hammer is still pissed off, and the giant toadstool leather's pissed off, and I feel like this is a result of maybe overdosing some vibrant. I was dosing once a week. I think it was 3 milliliters a week, and then I started to know some ill effects from dosing the vibrant, so I stopped for about a week and a half, and then I was dosing some Microbacter 7. I did a 5 milliliter initial dose, and then waited 2 days, and then I was gonna start dosing 1 milliliter every other day, for water clarity, the beneficial bacteria. I don't see any more bubble algae, which is what I originally started using the Vibrant for. But I feel like something with the bacteria is pissing off the leather and the hammer. Could be the new addition of the new dry rock that I put in right there. Having a little mini cycle. I honestly have only checked the alkalinity, calcium, and magnesium on this. I have not checked nitrates. I have not checked phosphates. There is no skimmer on the system. It has been warmer Then average the last 3 days, we should be in the low to mid 70s, and we were approaching 93, 95 the last couple days. I did have to turn the chiller on, so the chiller is now on. It was plumbed in already and running, just was not turned on. But this thing I'm kind of been ignoring it. I did a water change on it like a week and a half ago. But that's the plan. So like the manifold, I'm still gonna have to think about it before finalizing any cuts, pieces, and all that. I need to draw it out on paper, start taking measurements, maybe test fit how certain things are gonna fit, like move the calcium reactor, put the UV back there, run some pipes, see how they're gonna work with the existing piping I have coming back here already. And then upon looking at all that stuff, I started looking at the Brains Power Center, which is coming right here off these plugs, and started talking about an incident I had with my first reef tank and not having drip loops, and my skimmer. I had a CPR backpack skimmer on my first reef tank, and the skimmer overflowed because the gasket in the collection cup failed, dropping the cup down, causing the skimway to overflow. Went down the back of the CPR backpack, down the power cord with no drip loop, and right to my wall socket, causing a fireworks show in the living room. So I do have drip loops in, but I did want to kind of protect that outlet. It is not a GFCI outlet. Is it good to have? Yeah, but how would you feel if you were at work and for some reason that GFCI outlet popped and all the main power in your tank was gone for the whole day? Well, that's what the alerts are for. Yeah, I understand that. Anyways, I don't want to get into that, but don't knock on me. It's not a GFCI outlet. There is drip loops, but I decided to pick up a little waterproof cover to put over that outlet. It comes with 3 different inserts. This is for the GFSI. This is for the little plug thing. What is it called? The GFI toggle switch. So GFCI outlet, toggle switch, and then this is the duplex with the two holes. So I already swapped that out. It's fairly easy. You take off the faceplate, loosen the screws on the receptacle itself, slide them into the back of these box holes right here, slide it over, clamp them back down. This little seam here creates a waterproof seal, and the cords for the apex are going to come out the bottom there. So just a little protection for any splashes, or when I first get this wet, if the unions are leaking or whatever, because I forgot to tighten one. Hopefully I avoid any electrical issues by adding that cover. So as far as any other updates, that's about it. Gonna hard plumb the UV. These right here are some mounts for some electrical pipe. I actually grabbed them from work. Thank you, Sparky, for hooking it up. And these I thought would be maybe an alternative to somehow bracket the sterilizer, keep it from moving. They're little chairs, sits on like that, and the pipe mounts in there. I am going to be mounting this vertically, not horizontally, just to prevent air getting in there. Or if I run it horizontally, only half of the bulb or half the unit being filled. So just learning from past mistakes that I've made. Remember the first time I had it inlet coming in the top and then going out the bottom, so it's like a waterfall effect. Didn't work out. Replumbed it coming in from the bottom out the top. I also think I had it originally mounted horizontally and facing down, which was only allowing half of the sterilizer to fill with water, creating air bubble and air pocket in there, and learn from your mistakes. So it will be going in the vertical position, inlet coming in the bottom, outlet going out the top. And then I want to put this in a way where I can service it for bulb replacement, but at the same time I kind of need to tuck it back in that corner over there where the calcium reactor is. So unions, and I'm thinking a couple shut-off ball valves will be placed so that when I disconnect the unions I don't get a flow of water, back pressure from the pipes all over the place. So union ball valves need to be ordered, waiting on some flow meters, need to draw this out a little better, take some measurements, gluing and epoxying the rock, putting some rubble over the cracks, finish up some wire management, start thinking about ATO, calcium reactor setup, and maybe focus on that tank over there a little bit more, clean up all this mess everywhere, and then get this thing wet. So stay tuned. If you guys don't know, I started an Instagram. It's underscore drama D1. I've been trying to post one picture a day-ish up there. So if you guys were looking for more updates about this tank, that's mainly what it's focused on. However, I have been throwing little 1-minute videos of the manifold plumbing, a little quick shot of that, just anything reef related. If I'm at a buddy's house, I'm gonna try to snap some pics, post them up there, and keep you guys updated. So if you're not getting your fix on here, maybe check me out on Instagram. Appreciate it. Hit that heart, show some love. I'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for some more updates.